nigga.
I like that set.
We got joints, nigga. You kidding me? We got joints, nigga.
Yeah, what's good, y'all? This Kurt Nice right here once again. And I wanted to discuss a few things about the recent Verzuz battle between the Lox and Dipset. And I wanted to just end up discussing some general things about live shows versus the record, and rappers versus MCs, and pop music versus hip hop. You know how we get into these topics sometimes. And to just get everything in perspective,
I like that set.
We got joints, nigga. You kidding me? We got joints, nigga.
let me give you my background real quick. Let me give you my background as far as my feelings towards both of these groups. Now, as far as the Lox came out in the 90s, which is obviously my era.
I like that set.
We got joints, nigga. You kidding me? We got joints, nigga.
So I'm very familiar with the Lox. Followed them for a long time. Always kind of impressed me, but at the same time, they were never my personal favorites or anything like that. Just to put it in perspective, okay? Similarly, well, or maybe not so similarly, Dipset came out during the 2000s in that era, and I'd have to go back and look at whatever I was specifically listening to at the time, but I remember definitely not really liking Dipset too much. I mean, and just to get a few things else, just like as a part of the discussion here, like I really realized after this, and looking at a lot of the reactions, I took a time to look at some different reactions from people because they was really talking about this. And when I watched it, I knew it seemed like just a confirmation to me. It didn't really seem like anything so monumental had actually happened, in the sense of like, yeah, people see that the real MC is what should be appreciated, but I don't know how far they were going to take it until I looked at some of the reactions. And in looking at some of the reactions, first thing you notice is that the Dipset has a lot of fans, and when all of that stuff came out, I remember it being popular, and I remember it being, part of what the younger cats liked. That's what it was to me. To me, it was like, that was like young kids' music to me, because their rhymes was never very deep or complex to me. Not enough for me as an adult to really get into that shit. I wasn't into like gang bullshit and all that stuff, so I can't really speak to a older person or a person of my age at that time that was into that shit. Because if they was into gangs and all that shit, they would have been into that shit, but I wasn't. So that didn't appeal to me. And all that, like that type of party music, just that turn up raw, like ballin' and all that shit, y'all niggas love that shit, man, but that really didn't do nothing for me. I'm sorry, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dipset was never so. When the hoopla and everything came about, this Verzuz battle, I didn't really think too much of it because, like, I'm not even a fan of Dipset, so I automatically knew the Lox was gonna seem better to me personally. All right, they was gonna seem better to me. I already knew that. So, not even out of no bias or nothing like that, I didn't even look into it like that. But as it turns out, a lot of the younger fans of Dipset had some notion that because they had killer hit records in the early 2000s, between 2000 and 2010, which, how much, I don't really even know how much real dope shit came out in that 10 years. So if you was like the king of New York during that time, it didn't actually really mean a whole bunch. That was when it fell off. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the whole era as New York was falling off. And part of the reason why New York was falling off, actually, to me, you know what I mean, like, and this is an unpopular opinion, all that shit, whatever, like that, is because of that New York starting to follow that down south trend and the West Coast trends, that real heavy. You know what I'm saying? The Dipset and all that shit is kind of, I don't even know if that's the beginning fully, but that's a big block right there. Their flow wasn't a real, fully like a New York flow though. You know what I'm saying? Whereas obviously the Lox do have that. All right. Even Cameron, people keep saying, "Oh, Cameron, he used to be this and that." And yes, when he has a couple of records with the Big L and Mason them way back in the day, but he dropped that style and dumbed his shit down a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? When he was Cam on the fucking Dipset shit, his style was like, see, I don't even know how to describe it, but a couple of people in the reactors, a couple of different reactors, was talking about how he has that hoodwinking ass Harlem style, in the sense of like where you go to 125th and buy bootleg shit, like you get hustled and took. You know what I'm saying? Like Cameron has that kind of style. But I don't know, man. Bottom line is this. Let me get into my real notes here. Now, the party music and the turn-up music, it lacks substance. And certain people that, you know, appreciate underground music more have always said that. But in this situation, you are actually able to see it. People were finally able to see the difference between for real music and pop music. And this nigga wanna call me. Okay. I was texting back and forth with Iggy, and he said some of the same shit that I said. He was like, it just showed where pop rap. What the fuck did he say? Hold on, let me pull it up. Where is this? Okay, here it is. He said it was hip hop skills versus the watered down, shiny hip hop, or whatever you want to call it. He said that performance was ill, starting from the DJ, how in sync they were. You could tell they rehearsed a lot and prepared for a battle, while Dipset came to perform a few tracks and thought they were playing a concert. You're saying like,
wait, so they each have their own DJs?
Yeah, and fucking like, so after the DJ was telling them like, yo, why are y'all still playing the lyrics or whatever? Maybe he told him like, yo, I don't give a fuck, play the lyrics, I don't remember this shit. But he kept playing the songs with the goddamn lyrics on it. Like, nigga, you don't have no instrumentals in that bitch? Huh?
The Dipset songs?
Right. Like all the Dipset.
Most of them, all the Dipset songs with the lyrics.
Yes. And they was doing it to where, like, as they was spitting it, they would like pause and shit like that, cause they like it seemed like they didn't remember the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they was.
They couldn't keep up with the actual track.
But dude, it was your fucking verse.
They couldn't keep up with their own tracks.
But it was your verse. How's you not keeping up with your own shit?
I know exactly what you're talking about, because I've seen plenty of people do that where they're fucking.
Yeah, it looks out of sync. It looks like everything's off beat. Everything just sounds off beat now.
We smoke while we G-rap. Watch the highs, deep below. That's all you know. Don't know me ain't that though. Hold on.
Just leave my fancy car.
That's right.
My fancy clothes.
And if we only in a hot spot, no, we got the ball. We got the ball. What's this? That's Birthday money. It is. This Birthday money. What it is? This Birthday money. It is. Everybody's talking about birthday. I just cleaned my fancy car. I picked up my fancy clothes. And every owner in my hot spot, no, we got the ball. We got the ball. What is this? Bird gang money. This bird gang money. Yeah. This bird gang money. Everybody talking about the bird gang money. What else?
You know what I'm saying? Because it sounds like two different people rhyming like differently and shit. When it's really just you rhyming over your same track, but you ain't on beat with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's crazy, dog. Like that. Like, no. And even towards the end, there was a few songs that
It would have been bad too without the lyrics and they were still offbeat. Because I can't stand that either.
but you might not have noticed it as much. You might not have noticed it.
Because like you said, that Dipset has the more known songs, the more popular songs, so you would, and they're more poppy. So if you're not on beat with those, it's gonna sound horrible.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is like towards the end, the Lox did do a couple of tracks where they had to rhyme over the track, but that was because like Jewels, I think it was Jewels. I think he set himself up twice, I think. Or maybe no, Jim Jones I think did it once and Jewels did it once too. Like one time, I think Jim Jones was like, looked at Sheik and was like, "Oh man, you corny or whatever." But we're like all they doing is Jada shit. You ain't did shit. Where's your shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to talk shit to Sheik. And then either him or Jim Jones, I can't remember which one it was. It might have been Joel Santana. And then he said,
I would think that'd be something that Jim Jones would say, because I can't picture it.
Well, Joel Santana said some other shit, but I'll get into that in a second. But whoever said it, then they went right into fucking Reservoir Dogs, right in the Chic verse from Reservoir Dogs and shit. Like,
Yo, Freak, yo, Ziggy.
New York, the fight is
Hold on,
next.
yo, Kiss, hold on.
They still doing the words.
Hold on, Kiss.
This is hip hop or not?
Ballin' gotta come soon.
Is this your rage?
Goddamn,
What the
Ballin'
fuck?
gotta come
Charade.
soon. When you gonna do a record? Let's go. When you gonna do a record? Right now.
Get him, Donnie.
Yeah.
You don't got nothing bigger
Let's
than
go.
this, nigga.
Yeah.
Fuck is
New
you
York.
talking about?
New York. Nigga, say D-Block.
D-Block.
Say D-Block.
D-Block.
Say D-Block.
D-Block.
Say no.
Get him, Donnie.
You shut the fuck up or I'm blasting bad from TV to ass. With no mask, look at the camera like what?
Yeah,
I did it like a sick white boy.
The compliment.
To the death of me, I'm fast
Like I'm on ecstasy.
Drop 100 bars for real,
Like I'm looking for a deal.
Fire Hogan, who the fuck is?
I'm worse than them African kids.
I ain't straight to my numbers,
That's some Motorola bills.
I walk the streets of the wild
Like I don't fucking care.
If I ain't straight, I'm in the
Took them on my Nike Airs. You don't mind, y'all talk shit like little children.
Wanna rob my like bitches
When I'm walking in a building,
Cause I catch sands in the windows
with wild horses.
Just scared, why you keep warm
In corner stores.
I make it hot,
Flood your block the best way. Professionally, I'm pop poison in your x-rays. I get roasted, looking at Biggie posted on my wall. Taking shots of Louis till I fall.
nothing to lose.
Just slowed the clip up in a groove. King Rhymes to the poster till I swear big move.
My team,
You would think was on authority. How we floss and don't give a fuck.
what it's called.
I don't give a fuck who yo Zach, fuck that. I don't give a fuck.
Sheik was coming up too because Sheik was doing all his best verses. Styles did all his best verses. And then
Yo, hold on. I don't give a fuck who you are. So,
Are you done?
fuck who you are.
Are you done?
I don't care about any bitch. Watch y'all car. I don't care about your block and whoever you shot.
Are you
I
done,
don't
nigga?
care about your album and whenever it drop.
Are you
I don't
done,
care about
nigga?
your past. If I did, I would have asked. I'm too busy lighting throw with a whole lot of hash.
you
Bar
done?
this rap shit, they can't do 10 that. Steps ahead of nigga, shoot
Yo, know the
backwards.
words.
They can't
Just
do that.
practice.
Ride or die, nigga, hopping in your casket. About to go to hell with you. Blow the L with you. Tell the whole world I'm spinning. Let them know the. I tell niggas quit, suck dick and get a Glock. My name ring bells like Sunday at 12 o'clock. I'm half past 7, bus 6, then 11. You know me. Slide my man, my joint say reload me. Rough riding Rockefeller for Rockefeller. Screaming what the fuck? Better mozzarella. Acapella, niggas talking about
Let me hear it. No words.
fucking words. This is real hip hop. Real hip hop.
Hey, yo, hold on.
Fucking
Hold
words.
on.
This is real hip hop.
Hold on.
then of course Jada. Right. So when he said that, he just set himself up. But then Santana set herself up too, because they did some song, Hey Ma or whatever. I can't remember which one it was. And then Joel Santana was like, you know, the crowd was feeling it or whatever, boom, like that. But then Santana was like, see, y'all niggas think y'all in jail. Y'all think it's Attica and shit. Y'all don't even like girls and shit. Y'all doing songs like there's a bunch of niggas up in here, boom, boom, whatever like that. And then JD came out like, what? You don't think we got no song for the ladies? And then the DJ.
Jada Kiss does. That's
Right, so but no, they all do. They got the little remixes with fucking Mariah Carey and fucking Mary J. Blige and fucking, you know, all that different shit. But the thing was, the DJ was in sync enough. As soon as
remember they were on Bad Boys.
right, and then you gotta remember like this. So, but the DJ, as soon as he said that, the DJ was able to pull them shits up though. You're saying it'd be like boop, 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 and then they played them shits right there.
Speeding up the west side, keeping up the left side. I'm ready to do it, ready to go, ready for dome. 55th exit, damn, already be home. Now let's get it on. Hey mom, let's slide, all right, and we gon' get it now. You be fine, I drink, we gon' get it. Hey mom, all right, we gon' take a ride tonight. So mom, let's slide, all right. Hey, I don't think these niggas like girls.
We got shit, Tech.
I don't think these niggas like girls.
Tech, why you think
I mean,
that?
I love my niggas, but I just don't think these niggas like
Tech.
They
Yo,
think we
you
in
kidding
jail.
me?
They think we in jail. We performing for
Tech.
Attica.
Now they switching it.
It's
Now they
scary
switching
hours.
it.
No, it's
Now they
scary
switching.
hours.
We
It's
got
just-
shit for the
it's
kid.
scary.
It's
Okay,
our
wait a
time.
minute. It's just
Al,
scary
go
hours.
over there.
You looking bad, nigga.
Ladies.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Ladies.
Yo.
I don't know why you don't think we got shit for the ladies. Yo, Chuck, just give them a medley of the lady shit.
Yo, I need a ride or die, bitch.
I like to rock Prada suits and my ass is
I
fat.
need a ride or die, bitch. I need a ride or die, bitch. I need a, hey yo!
Hold on. Are you kidding me? We got Grammys, nigga. We got Grammys. These niggas don't know what Grammys look like. They know what Grams look like. We got Grammys.
Don't fucking play with us! Let me go! Turn the music up!
Back rap, nigga. Hey, ain't no money in the world. To a teaspoon of honey when it melt in your mouth. It's the Lox and Mariah, you checking it out. You know the deal. Few mil every time we come out. And us flowing. It ain't nothing else left to talk about but a whole lot of dough in.
Holy shit!
What are we talking about?
Yo, hold, that one was a
We
big
got Grammys.
That
We
one was a
Grammys.
talk about big check,
We have
dog.
Grammys. J-Lo. This is J-Lo right here. We have Grammys. What is Joel talking about?
Went from a low to a lot this year.
Jenny from the block. Everybody from the Bronx, put your hand in the air. BX, we love ya. Hold on, Tech, we got more. Are you kidding me? Joel bumped his head. Joel, you bumped your head, nigga. We ain't gotta wait. We can take it outside. This here's a family affair. The family is here. Everybody throw your hands in the air.
Hey,
I'm looking for met a lot of women out there on the door. Ran through them all,
We
but I
got
just
this
not
show,
sure.
nigga.
And I like that, baby. We gon' fight, but I think that's good enough.
Yeah.
First class flights, almost over.
I just can't keep still.
Hey, yo, fresh off the plane, into the plane. Known a little more than when I pay for the rent. I'm tired of the road, no shows booked.
I need something home cooked, and I like that, baby.
Straight in the door,
Hey.
straight to the floor.
Yep.
I'm already high, but light up once more. Just got home, I'm trying to chill, but I
Just can't keep still.
gotta hit the block, get a little yak.
Yep.
Fuck with the hood, see if niggas is good. Jake is on me, watching me while my niggas all out. I just tell them
I like that, baby.
throw a little dice,
Yup.
head crack twice. Light something up, I'm starting to feel nice. They looping around, let me go and peel, cause I
Just can't keep still.
Oh, technician. Too long.
I don't know what these niggas talking
Don't
about.
fucking play with me. I thought y'all said we don't like girls. I thought y'all said we don't like these bitches. I thought y'all said we don't like these ladies. Ladies, let's go.
She said she was a model for a year and a half. And if she took her pins out, then her hair dropped. I knew a man, he was just up north. He would've got left up north,
But he was a chef up north.
Anyway, I'm
K.I.
all I do is get dope, spit flows, tryna. If you ready, we can move. Just lose your man or hit the dance floor.
Show you how to do my thing.